Yeah, fellows, welcome to the show this morning. Forrest is back. He's adding his day 10. And he writes, difficult obstacles standing between you and your goals. Number one is environment. And that can easily be changed by always getting a new environment. If you're in a negative environment that doesn't support you and your success, you've got to get out of that environment. If you're in a negative household, you've got to get out of the household. A man goes out there and creates a life for himself. If you're living in your mommy's house, it's hard to create your own life. You live in your mommy's house. You're not a full man yet. And there are some people who are good players on here that still live in their mommy's house. So I'm talking about something different than being a player. I'm talking about becoming real men. Now, you have to have your own environment. You've got to have your own environment, your own place. I'm not talking about living with other dudes either, your boyfriends. I tried that once, and I was old when I did it. It never again. I would never have another roommate. Now, I guess some of you guys, you're young and you don't make that much money. I can understand that. But know that you won't get your full maturity until you actually get away from your boyfriends. Sorry. That's why I always insist on guys, either if you go to the club, go with just one other guy or meet your boys in there. But try to go alone. Show up alone. That way when you walk in the door, women can see you. They can't see you clearly when you're around the other gaggle of geeks. Your friends, you'll be brought down to the level of your lowest common denominator. So check your environment. Make sure your environment is clean. You don't have negative people in it. You don't spend your time with negativity. You don't spend your time around negative people and family members. Number two, disorganization. That's a big one. I'm a clutter bug. Jovina is a minimalist. So right now her kitchen table is actually pretty clean. Normally I've got all kind of stuff over it. She likes just nothing on it. If you're disorganized, recognize that you're like a ship at sea with no direction. You haven't defined yourself. You guys who haven't defined yourself, as I tell you to do, when you wake up in the morning, reaffirm that you're a player. Well, I don't want to be a player. Then what do you want to be? At least define yourself. Otherwise, you're going to run around disorganized. Disorganization and clutter is something that's learned also. It's a learned behavior. I learned mine from my mother. I never realized until I was older that my dad was actually pretty organized in his thoughts and everything. He kept a calendar, to-do list, appointment thing. Back in the 90s, late 80s, appointment books were like the in rage for the yuppies. Yuppies were young, white, upwardly mobile people. Number three, limited income, which is easily well, for me, it's easy. All you do is find ways to make more money. So this is one of his obstacles. And as I said to Forrest yesterday, in my video yesterday, that you got to narrow down. You got too much stuff on your plate. He's trying to do all this stuff, and he needs to narrow down just one thing at a time. You guys out there, I've done this before. Focus on way too many things, and nothing gets accomplished. Number four, little time towards my goals. You should only have one goal. I'm serious, you only have one goal at a time. Number five, overconfidence, which leads to procrastination. And he needs to figure out why the fake confidence. Is he really trying to sabotage himself so that he will procrastinate? Figure out where the problem's coming from. Now, I did come up with some solutions. Number one, I may just have to isolate myself and just live the life of a millionaire by listening, reading, and watching videos on those who are where I want to be and apply the steps taken. I agree with this. My guru said, don't follow a guru unless he drives a Rolls Royce. Basically, if he can't show you, if he can't show you, show proof that he could do what he wants to teach you to do, don't follow him. On the internet, you see the biggest scammers. They even got clever, like in this niche, of hiring female actresses or females to do their fake videos and stuff. Oh, I picked up a girl in the streets. So many guys have been busted doing that in the PUA business. I'm the one that started Show Your Proof of Game back in the early 2000s, 2001, 2002, by the way. Okay, that's why you now see these PUAs, you know, they start taking, back in the middle 2000, 2007, 2008, all the way to 2010, you see them in nightclubs with arms around girls. You guys seen those? Their arms around girls. No panties. They didn't get the panties. Hey, let's take a picture. High five. And then snap the photo. And they blast out on the forums. See, I'm a PUA. Then they start the videos. They found ways to basically bilk the market. Now, I'm not saying all. So, if this person can't show you proof that they can, of what they're teaching, that they've done that, you don't want to follow that person. On my forum, my players step up and show proof. They show the women they're working with. They show the signs saying property of Richard or whatever. The one brother got the girl to tattoo the side of her head. They show proof of the game. Okay. Number 2, start planning my days today for tomorrow and time myself again how long it takes me to complete each task. I get the feeling that Force is spinning his wheels with all this stuff and he lacks true focus. Because he's spinning his wheels all the stuff. And that's a danger. Like the guys that in this community, they read all the stuff, they spin their wheels, but nothing happens. They go out to the clubs, they go sarging, they make meeting girls a task. I gotta sarge, like it's a fight, instead of something that's enjoyable, meeting new people, seducing women. Seducing women is fun. I think it was Aries said he could hear the passion in my voice. Yes, it's fun. So I get the feeling that our brother Force, he needs to refine himself and stop all the wheels spinning. Number 3, figure out, and case in point, look how many solutions he has and how many problems he's working with. Focus on one problem at a time also. When you have problems, focus on one problem at a time. Don't focus on every problem because you only have energy enough and time enough to solve one problem. There should only be one problem and one solution here. Instead, he has a whole long list of things. That means his mind's going all over here, all over here. Focus on one thing at a time. One thing. Like if you're trying to lose weight, quit watching porn, focus on just one of them at a time. You only have enough energy to do one. Okay? Figure out how to manage money more efficiently. Learn about investment. See, that takes more time. Yes. He's going to be spinning his wheels and never get anywhere. It's like he's stuck in a mudslide. I applaud the brother for, the organization of his mind and setting those goals, but he's got to learn how to refine and focus in to become successful. And still no women. There's still no women. He should have women a long time ago. I think it's been a 2-year journey now. The last girl hurt his feelings, so he started on this journey, and it's been 2 years. That means he's been spinning his wheels, going nowhere. I know it's back when I had the group, the Facebook group. I don't remember how long ago that was. Maybe it was last year, I don't know. But either way, it's still way too long. If I were single and still in the game, I can go out within a week and have a new person. Jovina, All she has to do is go to the fucking gas station, put on her tight jeans with the splayed in the front, showing some skin, and her big butt. Her big butt and heels, and pretend like she can't pump gas. And black dudes be all over us, swarm like flies on shit. Or go to Walmart. Click, 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 click. Get all dolled up. Women can replace us much faster when we replace them. But some of you guys, man, you wait years, which should happen within a week. Number 4, wake up early and make time for these goals. See, it should only be one goal. It should only be one goal at a time. I hope he listens to me. Number 5, have humility that just because I have the connections and resources does not mean I still can't fail. I have to overachieve. When you overachieve, you burn out your bulb. No, don't do the overachievement thing. I didn't do the overachievement to accomplish all things I've accomplished. It's like one thing at a time. I'm glad I didn't. And I'm the type of person that would put all kinds of things on a page also. And I got to do this, I got to do that. I over-focused on shit. And nothing got done. So I learned to narrow down, do one thing at a time. One thing at a time. One goal at a time. So hopefully Force, in order to achieve his success, will start to narrow down to just one thing. And that should be what his like day 11 should be. I have one problem I want to solve, work on solving. And then we should hear from him again until that problem is solved. And he can tell us how he solved the problem. Help other people. Instead of all this gobbledygook. It looks good, and it probably makes him feel good, but nothing's getting accomplished. Not a damn thing has been accomplished so far. And day 7 is like huge. He has paragraphs and all this other stuff. And that's just not going to work. Do you guys understand? Am I making sense to you? So when you start setting your goals, like if you're going to start a business, break it down to what you need to do into baby steps and do one thing at a time. You stack one thing on top of another, you'll be there. If you're trying to get good with women, you get your problems you need to solve, take one problem at a time. Okay, I got to work on my confidence. Get my confidence kicker program. Do it one thing at a time. Work on that. Okay, I want to learn how to fuck women. Get my how to make a woman come product and learn this stuff and get a starter hoe to practice on. And pretty soon, within a few months, you'll be a master at giving women orgasms. You'll have that with your confidence added to your regular confidence. Women can feel a confident man, especially, listen, especially when you're sexually confident. That drives them crazy. Think about that. How many guys have sexual confidence? And I'm not talking about the wheelchair guy. Put him in a wheelchair. That's not true sex. Putting girls in wheelchairs. You guys don't take your idea of sexuality from internet porn. That's acting. You notice the women's vaginas are dry. Rarely do you see anything coming out of it this in the way of lubrication. They're acting. Do you see them kissing anybody? No. Usually it's European style sex where they just destroy a female. Like if they're in the caves again. And one female is available. Okay? That's not real sex. No offense to anyone Caucasian. But the porn industry is run by Dom Society people. And sites like Ghetto Gaggers, someone said that's about revenge. Revenge on who? On black women? Revenge for what? Leaving slavery? No, it's not about revenge. It's a pattern that's coming out of that group's history. So stop watching porn. If you're Caucasian, don't watch internet porn because that just creates insecurity. You don't want insecurity inside yourself watching, BBC dudes. I won't. I'm not gonna watch that shit. Well, I don't watch porn anymore, but I gave that shit up. I knew back then. No, I'm not watching this shit. No, thank you. I'd rather watch porn with guys with little dicks than mine. So I didn't watch interracial porn that much. I did have a couple of videos, but there were certain things I was looking for. Anyways, back on point to finish off the show. We're talking about force for today's podcast show. Actually, I'm doing a video podcast. One time I put out a product, and I back then I was putting out audio versions of it. I'd go through and I'd take the ebook and read it, and then I'd expound on it. And sometimes I expound, or sometimes I just read it straight through. I had a guy write me, "Where's the audio version?" Because I didn't do an audio version, and I didn't advertise there was an audio version. And I said to him, "Well, this is what you can do. Put on the videos," because I had videos. And don't look at the screen and do something else. There's your audio version. I bet you that guy hates my guts now. But that's what he gets. So to close out, one thing at a time, fellas, okay? Just one thing at a time. Then you'll get there. Peace.